Crypto products are unregulated and could be highly volatile. Please be aware of the risks before investing.
राज, बाबूजी के आशीर्वाद से हमने अपनी नई शुरुआत तो कर ली, पर अपना फ्यूचर प्लान कैसे करें?
बड़े-बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं।
Looking for perfect start? Get a Bitcoin today. Download the Unocoin app.
जब मैं तेरी उम्र का था ना, तो एक सक्सेसफुल करियर, लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग सब रेडी करके रख चुका था। और एक इन महाराज को देखो, पूरा दिन फोन में लगा रहेगा।
दैट प्लानिंग तो मैंने भी कर रखी है, Unocoin के साथ।
नए जमाने के साथ नई चीजें आजमाएं। Looking for Bitcoin? Download the Unocoin app.
Guys, we really need to work hard. This wasn't a good quarter. Tell me, are you happy with this?
Unocoin.
Want to earn Bitcoin? Just grab your phone and shake it. Download the Unocoin app.
Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin.
Get a systematic buying plan from the Unocoin app to get your Bitcoin today. Download the Unocoin app.
Hello everyone, once again welcome back to Unocoin's weekly live sessions, and today we know that we're going to be talking about the Trump coin which has taken the market by storm. And सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग चीज ये है कि while the bull run has happened, is in the process of happening, at least I would consider that a bull run. And you know, the ETFs happened, the all-time highs happened, but nothing, I again repeat, nothing has garnered interest as much as the Trump coin has from the retail investors. While we know कि जब ये आया था तो काफी ज़्यादा price increase happened, and then again it dumped. So we're going to know all about it in our today's session, for which we have our special guest, Mr. Sathvik Vishwanath, the CEO of Unocoin. Hi Sathvik, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Shampoo. How are you doing?
I'm great, and I'm very excited to discuss today's topic in particular because it's a reiteration of everything that we keep on saying, the Trump coin. So first of all, let's start with your opinion on Trump being in power in the US in terms of the crypto markets benefit in the coming terms.
See, I mean, his ideologies comparatively was more libertarian, right? So where He always have promoted things like blockchain, open source, cryptos, etc. And he himself is a businessman, so he comes from that kind of mindset where if you do these things, this will be the result, and he has the ability to measure it comparatively more effectively than others, and he know how to bring in efficiency into the system, right? And where things are going wrong and how to fix it. It could be monetary policies, or it could be any law that exists there. And wherever he strongly believed that it is wrong, he has raised his voice. And now that he is in power, he is also making moves to at least do that correction for time being himself. So in that way, he was. I mean, as long as the crypto industry itself is concerned, that could be the best thing that can happen. A kind of thing. It is like the most powerful nation, and the crypto pro president.
Indeed.
Right.
Okay, we have a comment over here from Mr. Mohit Nanda. Hi, Sathvik, please approve my KYC. So, Mohit, if you are facing any difficulties, you can write to us at feedback@unocoin.com. Team, can you please just drop in the email ID? We're very sorry if you face difficulties, but I'm sure it'll be sorted in no time. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, indeed. I mean, Trump being there is the best thing. Though I personally am not a big fan of Trump. I've never been, but sadly, this whole session of the Kamala versus Trump, I was in support of Trump,
Mhm.
and that is again purely because I find him more I would say reasonable as compared to the other candidates. So I mean, eventually, yeah, the good thing happened. Ross was released today, which was another big topic of discussion. We will come to that. But before the Trump coin, the Trump meme coin, what is your opinion on that? Because that
So,
was
I mean, when you say meme coin, I think whether you call it as Trump or whether you call it as some other meme coin, they all share similar properties. So that's the tricky part of the meme coin, right? So it usually succeeds because of the hype, and at that moment, whoever are the investors, and depending upon how much, I mean, how many people buys it and the network that it is successfully able to create, it will either have a very short duration lifetime, or it will be somewhat extended. um, so but again, does it mean any meme coin would die someday? Need not be, because there'll always be some supporters, because one is selling, someone else is buying. It's been that way. Okay, so given that thing, meme coin always is like risky in nature, um, the completely driven by speculation, and a lot of times temporary investors' interest who just want to get in now and get out soon. So they're not really investing in it for long term. So it is just like the volumes of those kinds of coins will significantly be high as compared to total market cap, right? Because if one is exiting a bet, someone else is entering the bet, kind of thing. So when it comes to the or give me like 1 second. So when it comes to Trump coin specifically, the market did not have enough notice of this kind of coin coming up. It's kind of, it happened comparatively with no notice at all, right? So, and when that happened, everyone started talking about it, and that also, I mean, no one really knows what is like the base price for it, um, and how they were able to achieve that kind of marketing in a single day. In maybe in like within 3 days, the price had gone up, what I think, like 7x, 8x.
20 $70 something more than $70.
Sort from like so from around 7. So, and yes, they have followed some good practices when launching it, like vesting and such. But again, um so when would I really value vesting? Is okay, anyway, it's the project is already 1 year old and it has been running fine, and now there'll be like little money that they'll be able to invest and be able to use it and such. So lot of comments is that okay, they have done vesting, which essentially means they're in it for long term, and they're thinking, considering future, I mean, all such. But what is that one would lose today, right? So if there is nothing one would lose today, then nothing else, whatever you write, whether it works or not, happens or not, just absolutely does not matter, right? So now we will have to see what is that money gets used for, right? So if it is for maybe good, to help with the administration, something good, or maybe they are like pool funding to do something, so we don't know, right? So it's and they definitely have used the brand image of Trump. He himself has used it through his subsidiary or agencies through which he has launched it. And if it is something in India, would have taken a very different route, etc. So just imagine Modi releasing his own coin, Modi coin. So um, a lot of people talk about like why you should not release your own coin, but it's I mean, like all the whatever is like a question mark. See, we always have question marks when it comes to crypto. Is this fine or not? Because we don't have a precedence, we don't have the proper legal framework for it yet, because it is new, right? So but whenever these things happen, people actually will take that leap of faith. And probably because now we that also have Trump coin, I think we will have thousands of memes now.
Indeed, and there was a very huge chunk of discussion when we'll have a Modi coin. So that in itself was quite funny because I see that happening for sure. I see that happening, and as much as it is sad to know that it's gonna happen or it might happen, it's also very important to understand that not I would say that, yeah, retail investment interest was happening when ETF came and the bull run came and the all-time high happened for Bitcoin, but not as much as it happened when the Trump coin came into the picture. Literally, it was trending. Random people are asking, what is this Trump coin? What is this crypto? How do you invest in it? How do we get on with it? So do you think that that kind of a mindset is somehow fruitful or maybe not fruitful for the Bitcoin ecosystem, the ethos that Bitcoin carries for the world?
See, I think it is it is because of meme coins that at least about 50% of the people in crypto are in crypto.
Yeah, true.
They got into it because of meme. It could be Dodge, it could be Shiba, it could be Pepe, it could be Trump, it could be like so many, like unlimited number of coins. So, but once they get in, either they make some money, yes, or they lose a lot of money. True. But whenever that happens, I think a part of them will at least try to understand what is crypto and what was Bitcoin,
True.
right? And if you just forcefully make someone sit and listen to what is Bitcoin,
Never worked.
yeah, it'll never work. So, uh, so it is like, if one should learn driving a car, they have to drive the car. They cannot sit in a theory class and learn how to drive a car, really. So in that way, I think when it comes to spreading the word about crypto, so memes definitely have done a positive impact. But when it comes to people believing in crypto, then memes have actually done a negative impact. Okay, so that's like the tricky, slippery slope, I think. But if one gets what they didn't do by getting into meme, which means they did not get into something stable in parallel as well, something better like Bitcoin in parallel. So some part of them will actually get into it, right? So and they will, and once they get into meme, then yes, they need to register in an exchange. They have to provide the KYC. They have to learn how to send the money. That's then hit the buttons to sell and buy. So and then when when either you were able to exit with some good money, then you will start looking like, okay, now I have it, what do I do? It's very similar to like in normal life of a person, right? So if one exits with good amount of money, then they'll say, okay, can I just buy some gold, or maybe I'll just put in some kind of agricultural land or something like that, so for a little long term. So we need crypto, it'll all, I think, it'll all turn to they'll all turn to Bitcoin, I guess. So in that way,
Eventually, yes.
yeah. So that's how I would say it. But at least people should come out of that mindset that the memes will make me rich, but you should also understand it can actually make you really poor, really poor. So
It can indeed.
yeah, just because Trump is there does not mean it will just increase forever or anything like that. And you may, I mean, like literally, like he is the most powerful person, I would say, in the world. And now with that you have the now that you have the meme in his name, so that makes anyone to think like, okay, if he is the one launching it, and what other meme can succeed if the meme from him itself cannot succeed? It's all like um, it's a question and answer that one will do themselves, and they will fall into the trap. So that's okay if one is taking little risk, but as much less as possible is better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked how everybody's capitalizing on that. I think I remember following, I was very quietly observing the whole thing, for at least 3 days. I haven't posted anything, and I'm just listening to what everybody's opinion on this is. And there are all sorts of opinions on this. Okay, this is gonna shoot up, this is one of those meme coins, and this and that. And then it again dropped to, I think it went up to $70 plus something, and then it dropped down to 40 something. I don't know what the current price is, but then again, it for everybody who's come in to the market for the first time, it was very disappointing because they did not expect it to happen so soon. So again, those people come down to blaming the whole Bitcoin ecosystem in general. So that might, I mean, there are pros and cons to the whole thing, but yeah, I believe. I mean, my first investment was Shiba Inu. So what am I saying? And then I became like a full-time Bitcoiner. So that's one thing. But yeah, I think this is one funnel of filtration that happens through where people stay and understand.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I still don't get is, like, for example, the numbers in supply, right? So usually when it comes to the these kinds of meme coins, they'll do like trillions of units of supply, and then try to make it so cheap that people with even a few dollars or few tens of dollars will end up getting millions of tokens.
Yes.
So, but that has not happened with Trump, right? So it's like 7 8 is what I saw the least, and went up to 70, and now it is at 40. So at least they are not trying to make people happy just because they have more in numbers, and who do not understand what is market cap, who do not understand the number of tokens at all. So that way, at least I think there are some good things. But now the tricky part is, yes, there are some good things, but because there are good things, does it mean there is nothing to lose? Then that's like not really, right? So they started with nothing, started with nothing, and nothing to lose is like the best position to be in.
Indeed. Very interestingly, so what I have been very curious about is what made Trump launch his own token is something that I've been really curious about. Because then again, this is again one opinion where I think that he understands it to some extent, but not completely. Because, yeah, of course, vote bank is one strategy with Bitcoin support and everything, but does he really get it? That is also one big question.
He definitely gets it. It is not a question. So I still think there is some kind of agenda behind this coin. I mean, like, you can call it as meme coin because it doesn't have utility, but it may actually not like really meme, right? Some properties of meme doesn't exist here, right? So I'll be more curious to see whether they try to build it in an, I mean, by putting more tech into it, making it more versatile, or they have a specific use case for the token, or it is more like crowdfunding for doing something good, or something revolutionary, or something where the government cannot fund it for whatever reason, right? So we don't have those answers yet. It's not even like a week since the token is launched. So I would say maybe you should just like wait and watch to figure out what all it does. But whatever it do, uh, I mean we should be like putting trust into it extremely slowly.
Absolutely.
It's not like zero. It's not like infinity. It could take its time, but so you should develop your trust with time and don't develop your trust with price. Just because price went up, don't develop your trust on it.
Yeah, I think FOMO plays in really well in bull run in such cases, where I have seen people came and asked me, "Oh, what is this Trump coin? I've got this much spare money. Should I?" And I said, "No, invest in Bitcoin." They're like, "No, no, no, this seems interesting." About 3-5 lakh, I've seen people investing just like that because of the price hype, and then like, and then it went down. I'm like, and they invested it at a peak of $68. And then I said, no, don't. They're like, no, 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 it seems. I was like, okay, do whatever. And then it went down to 42. And then they're like, oh, okay, we lost money.
See, saying no, don't is also bad, right? So it could have gone to 250 also. I mean, who knows?
Would have, but at
But
least.
again, that was saying, okay, this girl said, no, I didn't invest. Look what you did. Next time, I don't even talk to you. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me
No.
particularly, I believe in directing people towards right direction as much as I can. But at the end
There
of
is
the day,
actually
it's
there is
damage
no, no,
cost.
there's actually no right direction. There is no wrong direction. It is about the extent to which how much of the risk you want to take,
True.
kind of thing, right? So if you just say it's right and wrong, you have to argue meme is wrong and Bitcoin is right. So, but there is lot of there's it's a spectrum in between, right? So one should understand uh, that spectrum. It goes from comparatively less riskier to comparatively more riskier. And
Mhm.
when you do it, fine. Then how you are diversifying it? It's okay if your 100 rupees will not become 1,000, but that should not become 10.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are taking the risk in such a way that it has the potential to grow to 150 or 200 over some time over a period of few years, that's okay. That is like the you are in it for taking risk. That is fine. But also again, I'm talking about 100 rupees or dedicated to crypto, but then there should be another 1,900 rupees somewhere else, right? So, which means making it like 5%. If you're investing more than 5% into crypto out of your portfolio, then again it's risky. And within your crypto portfolio, if you're investing more than 10% into meme coins, again it's risky. So, it is that I mean, for one should see investing obviously is an art, right? So, you will learn over a period of time, take the hit, but it should not get you to bankruptcy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the point. So learn it and then do it. I mean, not everyone can work and become rich. There is someone who have to put in money so that someone else is working and the entire project prospers. So goes that way.
That is 100% there, and I think research plays a major role. On that note, we have got a very interesting question from Mr. N.S. Kanwal over here, who's asking, what impact will Trump's political career have on Trump coin?
Mm. See, it still is. Yet we are yet to figure out how much correlation exists between those two, between Trump's Trump's career and political career. That's fine. That's one side, and the Trump coin. So if it is more like temporary, something for raising money or to just give some message to the world and whatnot, it'll not be very tightly correlated. So it's too soon to tell because we don't know the proper agenda yet, not fully clearly. Some parts of it is there all over the internet, but that is also not consistent, right? So it's too tough for us to understand yet. Maybe this is something uh, if you go ahead for about 6 months, for example, and then if you look back and kind of reconcile the what all has happened and what they have tried to do and how the price movements has been, and does it mean anything with Trump or it is just called Trump coin or like what? Maybe so all of that combined, it will somehow give some kind of guidelines, I guess. But right now, the only simple thing you can do is put in trust with time. Don't put in trust with anything else, not even with money. So give it some time.
Makes sense. And I hope that answers your question, Mr. Enes. Next question we have is from Crypto Trailblazers. Meme coin go up when there is price push from the investors, but Bitcoin is about demand and supply, right? Is it?
Uh, Actually, both are true for both, in a way, right? So, the price push happens from the investors. Whenever that happens for Bitcoin, then the price of Bitcoin also goes up. And again, for meme coins, it's the supply and demand that also does play some role. So I think this is just like the supply demand uh, economics that plays, and then there are some investors who uh, with few people who are like whales who has put in bring in with a lot of money, and then uh, there are retail people like me and you, like everyone else, mostly like at an individual level, who try to outperform the market. And I don't know why 90% of the people believe they can outperform the market. I mean, like, what is making them believe that? I have like zero idea. That's something that even people with so much of experience, with 5 years of experience, cannot easily do. But the person who comes in and trying to do it for the first time, or the first month itself, he's expecting returns better than market. Anyway, so keeping that aside, it is just the demand supply economics, that is true. But and there are the whales and long term investors with deep pockets who can obviously influence the prices, especially when it comes to meme coin, because their market cap is smaller.
Indeed. And I think that is one very interesting thing about meme coins, that it's very easily influenceable. While with bitcoins, I've been around a lot of theories lately, power law, this, that, understanding what all can particularly impact Bitcoin, what trajectory is it following. Doesn't matter, I mean, in the long run, but just to understand what an investor mindset can be there. And I have seen a lot of people analyzing these theories, and it is quite intriguing. While neither of these meme coins or anything would align with that, because power law is a very straight up theory, so it's very interesting. And I think if people watching this have some time, maybe spend some time understanding the power law and how the Bitcoin whole trajectory it's following the power law. It's very interesting to see. Another question we have here from Mr. Arjun Singh Badoria. He's asking, Uno coin में crypto withdrawal है क्या? है.
I- yeah, so Unocoin is, I think, probably the last platform which is completely providing the crypto withdrawal, and we do our best to continue providing this service forever. But and we strongly believe crypto is about independence, and we don't want you to lose that independence. There are different reasons why the other platforms have faced the issues and have stopped the withdrawals. Even though we continue to face a few of them, we have put our best to keep that alive and provide the particular service. So hope we'll be able to do it for very long term, forever.
Yeah, and that is one of the best things about, Unocoin, because it aligns with the ethos of Bitcoin. That is one of the most important things about it. It's about freedom, it's the freedom money, and that, you get the freedom to hold your assets in the way that you like. So that is very important. So yes, answer what Satvik has just said, just to conclude that yes, Unocoin has crypto withdrawals. Crypto Trailblazers is saying rug pull happens mostly in memes. I mean, उसके literal description में लिखा होता है that it has not got any intrinsic value and all of that. So if you go through that,
Um, Rug pull can happen in any kind of project. It not especially be with meme actually. But it's easy to do rug pull in meme. So it's be that way, because the amount of efforts you have to put to actually like create a meme coin is comparatively less, and it's comparatively extremely less. Okay, so when one can launch their own meme in matter of like what, a few days itself, because it's like so easy at tech level, and get it on some chain and launch it. So, and then there is founders, team, advisors, blah blah blah. So, and if it is like if it gets some kind of market cap because of some hype and such, and trying to do a rug pull and getting out of the system. See, rug pull is just about whoever has a lot of stake will just sell the stake. Whoever have a lot of coins will just sell the coins. So right now, especially with the coin like Trump coin, it may not happen. It will not happen because there is some staking, etc., that is already put in place. Um, but they hold 80% of the supply. I mean, more than 80% of the supply. So, and if they are able to figure out like how to actually like do the rug pull, then it's like huge amount of money going to them and the huge amount of coins on the market. So when that happens, then everyone will know. That's it. It's like it's not we will not know, but the supply that they hold, which is like more than 80%, is scary, extremely scary. Right, so it may happen for good intentions, it may happen for bad intentions, it maybe it'll get hacked or like do whatever for various things, but it's like extremely tricky when one holds like 80% of supply, and that kind of token already have tens of billions of market cap, then you're essentially like it could significantly uh, impact the market in very very bad way.
Yeah, it can. And it has in the past, not with meme coins, but with Terra Luna and incidences like this, where it has impacted the market in the most negative way possible. But then again, it's also the part of the cycle, so we have to accept it. So those things keep happening. And one very interesting question, Satvik, that I have for you over here is,
Mhm.
with the entire Bitcoin reserve, strategic Bitcoin reserve, it has been talked about. It is being talked about. But have you heard anything from Trump regarding this? And do you think that it'll happen in the near future?
Uh, I think it'll happen in the near future, yes. And the reason probably we did not hear about it is because it'll have some kind of negative impact. See, it's the same money that's going into crypto, right? Whether it goes to Trump coin or Bitcoin or anything like that. So it's the same amount of money. So if a new Bitcoin, we saw if new meme coin got released from the same family, it's in the name of his wife. So then there was huge dump in the price of uh, Trump coin, and then people went there saying that okay, if this have given the 7 times return, at least it'll give 3 times in a day or two. So, but that actually like did not work. It was like literally went bad. It's just like $2 now. Uh, so it is kind of little bit the same money that goes here and there. It's just because there is new coin does not mean someone is taking extremely new risk with new money. It's usually not so. So he talking about Bitcoin and reserves and such. Would have kind of diverged a part of the money that would have gone into Trump coin into Bitcoin as well. So, and also, I just imagine like I'm declaring, if I'm Trump, I'm declaring that okay, this will be the reserve for the most developed and advanced country in economy and tech in the world. And then on the other side, you also have your own coin. So it's like a little conflict of interest and such. And if you see whether he should have done the meme coin first or selecting, I mean, announcing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, then a strategic reserve asset, it's actually is like a much more long term as compared to meme coin, which will have some kind of impact pump dump using the brand name and hype and him this is swearing in ceremony and all such. So they have taken that event to just capitalize completely on his own meme coin. And I strongly believe that given the kind of powers they have and the ideas behind um, and his innovative and risk-taking mindset and understanding the libertarian movements and such, he would announce it. I think he will strongly announce it in some time.
Indeed, and that will be a very great move. And how do you think that will impact India? Because India has been very reserved on this, but then we also know that Modi and Trump have been close on political terms, as well as I think very friendly as two leaders of two nation states. So that was very interesting to see in the past too.
See, it's also about the law of the land and people there, right? So The mindset of India is completely different as compared to the mindset of US, as compared to mindset of maybe some European countries. So what is more suitable for India need not be suitable for what is US, and it's the reverse is also true, right? So when we are sitting here, we talk about the freedom that US has. I mean, US, someone in citizen in US has, and the liberty that they have. But on the other side, they feel okay. The cultures and traditions and values in India is better, right? Um, so when it comes to a country like India, we always have taken a reserved approach, right? So yes, we do get into the technology part of like what needs to happen and whatnot. But wherever we have implemented it, we have done a really good work, right? So this is something we are yet to take a decision as a nation. But that does not mean that activity in that industry cannot be there in the country. So it should go in parallel till the date where okay the country takes it more seriously. So obviously, if anything like that is happening, it'll not be the India that will declare that will declare Bitcoin to be the reserve currency for the first. Our country will not be the first country, sure. So we will have to have the more developed countries, and then it'll take few years for them, and then eventually all of us will understand was a good idea or a bad idea because time will tell, and then India will take. But once India takes a stance, it actually moves like extremely fast.
Yeah, I believe in that too. I'm really bullish on India and Bitcoin. Just
it's,
a matter of time.
it's a good pair match. Yeah.
Okay, so we have got a few questions again from Mr. Dennis Carmel, who's asking based. I will leave it up to you. How do you wish to answer this question based on scalability and security? Can you suggest top five coins?
See, scalability and security is not even the way you should say this is good coin, this is bad coin, right? So when it comes to scalability and security, fine. Today, if it is not scalable, then what? Then there'll be upgrades. Whatever it needs to happen will happen. If there is security issues, then it's a community work anyway. So they'll fix it up. And there are events where security issues have really made bad impacts, but a lot of them actually come back, right? Or if that is a failure, there will be another coin. And now, if you say some particular coin have bad security, I mean, we cannot say that because if it is so, then the community would have already like worked on it to fix it. Because usually, good coins always have good security teams and people working around it. And also, most of the coins nowadays are launched on already present chains. It's not always its own chain anyway. So, which means the security issues comparatively are extremely like less in nature. But keeping these things aside, so in a way, if you want to argue, Bitcoin is not even scalable properly, right? So then would you say it's like it's not a good coin? So it's probably not the way I would say one should see which is good coin, which is bad coin. I mean, which is bad coin in that particular way. So if you need to analyze what is good, what is bad in terms of which one will make you money over a period of time, right? So then you have to see probably the market cap, though, then the community, and maybe the improvements since like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, etc. as well, and try to take it. And given at the individual level, our analysis to like whatever is happening, it's actually tough to do. It's not easy, right? So instead of taking random risks, uh, probably one should stick with maybe top 5, top 10 out of the coin market cap and do the diversification and hope they are the ones who have been the comparative winners to take it forward, right? So when it comes to the normal chain supporting tokens, we have Ether and I mean, Ethereum and Solana, so which has actually done good. And if not, then everyone just refers to Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin already is a risky asset to invest in. So you don't need to take more and more and more. Just like I mean, a risk can be taken at unlimited scale, right? So one should not beyond what they can afford to lose forever. Yeah.
Indeed. Okay. Second question we have from him is any plans for Lightning for little transactions?
Sure that definitely is there. We had actually implemented Lightning Network for some time, but we did not see much of traction, and it's not live now. But we will probably be bringing it back to support both withdrawals and deposits on Bitcoin through the Lightning Network, probably in the month of March, April, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, we had it. Like people did not saying it's awesome, fine, it's awesome, but how many people used it, right? So we also see that. Else, the amount of efforts we have to put, the amount of money we have to keep aside to support that kind of lightning, if it is not making sense, forget about we earning through it. It's not we earning through it, but at least people should be able to use it. If not even a few transactions we see every week, then it's not the best thing that that we should continue to support. Um, so we have found another service which is comparatively cheaper, through which we'll be able to provide a similar service. So it could be in the month of March, April, we'll bring it back in.
Okay. Next question we have over here is from Crypto Trailblazers, who's asking GeoCoin has use cases. Do you think it'll be a game changer for crypto regulations?
Uh,
Very interesting.
launching a coin on a well-known network.
Telecom network, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Polygon network. That's what they launched.
Yeah, Polygon, yes. Polygon Geo.
Okay, so and then it is, to me as of now, it looks like loyalty points yet to see like what else can be done. And if it is very restrictive to Geo as a community, then why to even use a blockchain and Polygon network? Not really useful. And it is also new comparatively. So will it be a game changer? Oh my God, that's like way too tough. It's tough to answer. Maybe it will take months and months, or maybe a few quarters to even like understand what they're trying to do. Or is it a small team in Geo which tried to do it and they failed? A lot of times it has happened where the company tried to do something and it don't work. Let it go and it just like disappears into thin air and no one cares. So whether they allow trading of GeoCoin, will it really like hit exchanges, and will it create that kind of volume? And what will the company, as like a Geo company, has kind of say in it? They just don't care who is holding what tokens, or they will try to keep it much more controlled in nature, to only make it roam around the existing customers, and how it can be redeemed, if it can be redeemed, or is it just another one tradable thing, and for then again for what benefit? So let's see. Yes, so game changer is a too long thing, and probably Trump coin would be a more bigger game changer worldwide as compared to like,
Yeah. And also as a again, this is me guys, not an investment advice, not a suggestion or anything, but I ported my network after this launch because I do not know what is the use case there, what is going to happen. I'm not in support of that, so I ported my network to Airtel, which is very funny. But yeah. Okay. So, Satvik, another thing. Oh, okay, there's another question. Your budget expectations for crypto this year? ये 3 साल से कर रहे हैं. We've been doing this for 3 years. This is the third year. Crypto this year from financial is the
yeah.
season one.
I think we are getting closer to doing something with crypto, is all I can feel now. But it is no way in any way feel like, okay, it's like more concrete now. It should happen this year. It should happen like next month when the announcement
Yeah,
comes.
मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. I mean, it's been so dicey that I've given up literally, and I'm like, it's okay, do whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna hodl and relax with my
But that's a lot of people are. That's a lot of people. And if they have too many of them to hodl, then they're not even in the country. They live in the country. So
Exactly, yeah, that's what people are doing. People are leaving the country. I mean, we take pride. It's a very small thing to say. At the same time, a very contradictory thing to say that a lot of people, we take pride in the fact that so many CEOs of major MNCs are Indians. But as a matter of fact, they're not Indians. They have shifted to a different country, to a different nationality with a different citizenship. So don't take pride in that because they shifted because of the law of the land and maybe the lack of opportunities over here. So, I mean, there's nothing to be proud of, and that will keep on happening if we don't, come up with better accommodation of these things. People will just keep
That's like,
on moving
yeah.
out.
This way true. So I mean, today we have that sense of, okay, it's like motherland, our country. We have to just figure out something because there is something to lose if you're not here, for example, right? So um, so a lot of individuals who comparatively have smaller stake in crypto are here just because it is not big enough for them to go out of the country, right? So if they have more than a few Bitcoin, for example, then they would have used part of it to figure out how to get out of the country and like do something with it and continue growing. So it's a tricky thing. We don't want, at on one side, it's okay if we don't have explicit encouragement. That's still fine, okay, but at least it cannot be a discouragement. Okay, so that's how I would actually see this as. But the taxation here that exists today is kind of discouragement already to some extent. That's fine. Like it gets recognized now, and income tax says what exactly is crypto and what is VDA, and even that particular laws, whatever exists, there is a lot of like loopholes, confusions, ambiguity that already exist, and there hasn't been any kind of clarity after the first time it's been released, and it's already been 3 years. So it's tricky. I think it should at least bring in at par with the rest of other businesses, and let it continue to prosper the way it is till proper laws and regulations are made. That probably is the best we can expect.
Indeed. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I keep on saying this that Bitcoin and all of the spaces are the space of rare intellects. And imagine the rare intellects leaving the country. What will be the country left with? That is a big question mark. No, and then the growth and the economy and the other factors, everything is going to be impacted. I see doctors now who are Bitcoiners. I see, of course, people in finance are Bitcoiners. I see so many professions who are now very bullish on Bitcoin because they have started realizing the problem with the fiat system economy. And if those people, because just because they know that their mindset doesn't align with that of countries and are leaving the country for better growth opportunities, I mean, growth is gonna come to them, but not to the country. So eventually, who's gonna lose out? The country in general, not the people. They always have an option to move out. Here we have Rahul as well saying something very interesting. Geo coin, Trump coin, this coin, that coin, all are scam. Virtual fist bump, Rahul. But yeah, it's also wrong to publicly claim that these things are scam because we don't know what is there and what is not there. For us, it is. It's a game of mindset and perspective also. So that plays in a major role. Okay. So, Sathvik, again, coming down to a very interesting topic, which was, I think it happened yesterday or day before yesterday, not sure. Ross was released from, he was pardoned with no unconditionally pardoned by the President Donald Trump. And I know it's a very controversial topic to discuss on, and sovereign individual stuff and all of that. It's very interesting, it's very controversial. But just to get a quick overview of yours, what do you think? Was the sentence fair? Was the sentence unfair? Was the pardon fair? Was the pardon unfair? What do you think?
See, it has to completely do with the law of the land. Okay, so we having the perspectives of how India works, and based upon that, commenting on what should have happened in US is like, it's not right at all. Okay, but just as a human, if you see, he has served quite a bit of sentence there in US. So for a lot of financial crimes in India, the conviction is only for 1 year. Okay, so here with I think he was sentenced for 40, and it's been about 12 or 13 or 13ish. So that's true that he tried to do something in technology, and uh, whether he intentionally promoted it to be used for illegal purposes, or because he launched the technology, people started using it and he could not stop for whatever reason because it was making money. See, definitely there is a mistake. It's not at all like, okay, he didn't do a mistake and he was wrongly punished. So that's definitely not the case, right? So now, I mean, in this kind of thing where there is like the, you know, a area where technology and the mindset of people, and someone assuming they'll be able to get away because it's like not properly defined in the law, um, and trying to take the advantage of it, and then someone using it for like wrong things and still they not stopping it. uh, so all of that is like, yes, there was an issue, the conviction was made, and he has served for 12 years. And for whatever he has introduced to the world, which is like the easy way of transferring money from one place to one place without the third person, which is like, I mean, a big part of why Bitcoin is famous today is also because of Silk Road. That has happened at that point of time. See, those are the tougher times for the marketing angle to happen. Today, yes, people have gained a lot of money, they can spend a lot of money to shout about it, uh, but at that time it was not so. It was like a utility that was actually like put on things, right? So and if you just see purely the scams uh, and schemes happening in crypto alone, those are more brutal than whatever Ross had did at that point of time. Um, so I think whatever Trump did is correct. Um, so he has pardoned it, and I'm sure he being a genius of whatever he is, there'll be more that he'll bring for the country. And he has served quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
He was not pardoned like when in Trump's last
Session. Yeah.
tenure itself, which is I think like 10, 12 years ago, right? So 10 years ago, he could have pardoned saying that, okay, fine, it's done. And after a few months, I'm pardoning him. So that does not happen. So yes, served his time. Um, I'm sure this will bring good in. It will bring in some good.
Yeah, I agree to the fact that the sentence was way too harsh for him. I mean, double life sentence plus 40 years. What do you mean? So
It
I,
should be life. Well, I mean, double life sentence. So it
yeah,
is your normal life and your extended life, with both of them combined. So
yeah.
if you're 25 years when you actually get into this, then by the time you're already like 65, and just like your end of the life already. Yeah.
Yeah, so double life, and I've never understood the meaning of double life sentence. What do you mean by double life sentence plus 40 years of jail? So that was indeed very sad. The whole sentence was sad, and I always have ridiculed the sentence in general because then there are more heinous crimes, and what are the punishments for that in return? Compared to that, this was way too harsh. But yeah, I mean, he's been pardoned and for the good. And I think that has also resulted in some price movement. So good for the investors in general. But I'm
Well,
happy.
bringing some good innovation. I'm sure he will not get into this kind of thing again. When he will be like much more careful, um, and see that there is a different ways in which uh, such kind of talent get its recognition in a country like US, in a country like India. So in India, fine, it is just the middle class people who run the country almost. I mean, who will pay for the country almost, mostly, and even the government recognizes it. So it's not just like the people thinking it. But when it comes to countries like US, it is more like, yes, there are like top few hundreds or thousands of people who run big companies and like innovators, the risk takers, investors, and such. And then because of they doing whatever they're doing, there is tens of or thousands of people below them, and then there are tens of millions of people below them. So who actually like will take that effect, and all of them actually tries to move forward much more faster. But here it is more like the taxation, everything has become so ugly nowadays, literally. So it is literally half of the money is going towards taxes. It's coming to that, and with that kind of thing, and people, I mean, the government actually don't care if there is intellectuals who are leaving the country, because anyway the rest of the country is paying the taxes, right? So we probably are having the kind of wrong mindset that the government should be put first. The government actually will be first if you put the people first.
Indeed. Yeah, very true. So we have got one last question for today from Mr. Enes Kanwal again. I think Bitcoin will be kept in standard income bracket in coming financial year like most of the country. Fingers crossed.
Wonderful. We hope
Fingers
so.
crossed.
At that, and maybe just the setting off of losses should be there. I mean, we have seen comparatively 2022, 23, 24. Overall, the price every year has gone up little at least, right? But if you actually start seeing the very bearish years when the prices fall, so just imagine a lot of people who are buying this year, and next year it's the price falls, and then without lot of loss offsets and everything, and they're still paying income taxes for whatever little money they want. And sometimes the taxes is way more than what they want already, just because there is no
No offset.
loss
Yes.
offset. So it'll actually bad mathematics of how to handle it, and there is no better way of doing it. So when anything such things happens, then they say, okay, fine, like totally how much money am I losing if I just go out of the country and move the entire crypto assets, it'll be better, and probably they'll take that. So
Yeah, that makes sense to most of the people, I think.
it should not be discouragement to people to do whatever they do. That's
Mhm. Okay, so finger crossed on what Anas just said and manifesting that. We hope that that happens. And rest and all, we're going to find on 1st of February. Before that, we will also definitely have a little discussion on finance and the budget of the country. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be back again next week, same day, same time. So make sure to follow Unocoin on all the social media channels so that you get a notification whenever we go live next. Thank you so much, Sathvik, for sparing the time today and imparting such insightful information. We'll see you again soon and stay tuned, stack sat, stay humble. Bye bye, everyone. Good night.
Thank you very much.